Yo, what's up, people? How you doing? It's your man Rondell Jordan, aka the Black Swan. Today, I want to talk to you. Let's talk. Let's talk about what we're doing and what's happening in our world. I want to talk about what are we doing? What are we doing, man? You know, social media has changed. Social media is changing just like life changes. So people mature, a new generation comes in, they mature, the next generation comes in, and everybody's using different apps. I'm like, you know, we're literally in a war to be human. We just want to be left alone and be human. You know what I mean? Like, that's a crime. It's a crime to be a man. Like, I just want to be a man. Can I speak my mind, please? Like, if, you can see, you turn on social media, you turn on YouTube, and, the algorithms, pumping all of this content at you. And right now, it's just like all of this red pill, red pill. I mean, they selling red pill like China is selling masculinity. So it's this big push on, alpha this, high value that, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And so, it's making the world appear to be a scary place, man. Like, man, I hear a lot of young men like, man, they ain't even looking for marriage. And as a 42-year-old man who's been married 14 years, was a stepfather and ended up a widow, you understand that, man, these games that people are playing out here, they look cute, they sound cute, but this is life and death. People are not talking about all the young black men and also young white men and older white men and all of this kind of stuff. Men just in general are going to jail, screwing around with these games that these females are playing. I mean, I'm telling you, they're putting men against each other, and they're doing this out of envy, out of pride, out of ego, out of competition. They don't want to be controlled. They want to be partners, right? They're rebellious. They're independent, right? They're looking for equality. That means, equality means that we both lead, we both rule. There is no authority here. We're equal. And that's anti-male. That's for us to teach our sons that. Means we teaching them that it is not natural for them to be expected to be leaders. That's anti-male, and it's a brat mentality. It's just because a person don't want to bring themselves below a certain level of pride. And that leads to the downfall of a man. The man is just not supposed to go find him some woman who will accept him. A man finds certain qualities. Abraham sent his slave to go find his son Isaac a wife. The man went to the land of Abram's kindred, and he went to a well, and he prayed to Abraham's God to send a woman, and the woman had to pass the test. The test had to symbolize her grace. The woman who will draw the water for him and his horse or donkey or whatever he was using. And the woman who did that, he put gold on her. And she became excited, and she took her back to her father's place with her brother. And her mother later came out, and they dealt with this man. Now, I don't support the whole thing with this. I'm just trying to say that these codes are in the Bible, that the woman is supposed to demonstrate certain virtues in order to get the gold, and the gold is the prize, not the woman. The woman is a quest, and she herself must pass a certain test to differentiate herself from the rest. And this is the whole reason why we got this whole past me and pick me's, because the past me's, they think that the pick me's are the ones that are being subjected to men. They look at them as lesser, someone to devour, because they are allies with the male species. These women don't tell what they have done in their relationships that made them single and independent. Some of them do, but they do it in a way where they think it's cute, like Jada Pinkett. She's able to tell the world the most disgusting things about her and make it look sexy, right? In front of her mom, in front of her daughter, in front of her house, her husband's house, in his house, in his kitchen, with the whole world in the camera. She can demoralize and defame and do the opposite of everything that he's trying to do. He's trying to build up a brand for that she gets the benefit from, right? She's using it to her advantage, but she's using it to tear it down because she's in an obsessive war against her man, to the point where she says, don't let your husband, she's advising the generations after her to not allow your husband don't allow your husband to prevent you from finding the man of your dreams. And she hasn't demonstrated that that's what she's doing. She went to the man of her dream. The man of her dreams was her husband's project. Someone he was trying to mentor. It was her son's friend. This is the man of her dream. It's her son's friend. And she was proud enough to talk about this. And she has a support cast of females that empower her to do these things. So if she's doing this to Will, who's playing Iron Man and Bad Boy and all of these, all these different alpha characters, a man who just want to be free and happy and enjoy his life, and we look at the hell he's actually going through. But he let it happen. This is what she wants. She says she wants this. I do it. Okay, but I'm not divorcing you. Just find your happiness. Oh, now I know you did this. I know you. Oh, but you told me to do this. This is what you said you wanted. Now you want. She want to dive in. She want to do everything she can to break him down in public. And that's what I'm telling you, is that Will is allowing this to happen so that people can see. Because if he didn't, Nobody would see. Nobody would know. Everybody would think it's his problem, that he's the problem. So it is good that she exposed herself, just like all these other chicks on TikToks that's telling it, they're showing their hand, time and time again. So, you know, I hear all the little goofy games being played by both sides. You know, I think it's corny, man. I think any man who calls himself anything other than his name is kind of corny. We are what we are. I am what I am. You know what I'm saying? You know, a woman will turn an alpha into a beta and then go back out and find another one because, see, they just like to chase. They want the man who got all the shorties. Why? Because they got all the shorties. He got other options, but they want to prove to themselves that they're the top. And if they can win the prize, to win him over from the other chicks, they won the prize. That's how you know the man is the prize. They compete with other women. So then, once she got him, what good is he now? Other than for resource. So if he's not being resourceful to her, he ain't shit. And that's how she's gonna talk about him. And if he is, he's a simp. So it means if he's being resourceful, if he's doing everything he's supposed to do, he's boring. He's a square, he's a simp. So they're being very, very dishonest, very, very manipulative. They're literally narcissists. They're only looking. See, a provider is a secret word for supply. They're just looking for a supply. They're looking for somebody to feed off of and then live off of to get them the things that they want. That's just the God's honest truth. And then when they don't get what they want, they have a tantrum. They throw a fit, and then they look instantly just to get back at you. They'll order a guy off of, what do they call it? One of these dating sites that's real thirsty to come fuck them real quick on you, and you in there busting dishes, teaching the kids, doing all these other kind of things. They ordering dudes on the internet to come and satisfy their animosities. Man, that's dangerous. And it'll be your own sister that'll be advising your wife to do these things. She'll be like, oh, you don't have to take that from him. Oh, he's just trying to control you. Oh, I remember when he used to tell me he didn't like this about you and like this. Well, yeah, she's filling your wife up. Your sister. The woman who you went to confide in because you was trying to, see what her perspective was, if this was a good decision. In the name of feminism, she will plot against you. She will be the one who will imprison you. Facts, life.
I wrote an article once, put it in a magazine with a woman that was practically naked on the front. So I thought some men might read it.
She will create the narrative, make your wife sign it, and have you arrested. The courts don't ask no questions. The police officers, hey, there's nothing I can do. When you start to speak, they cut you off. There's men going to jail for bullshit.
The article was called Losing 19. And it was about young black men that used to come into my courtroom and say stuff like that to me. I'm not going to do probation. I'm not going to get a job and all this kind of stuff. I'd rather you just lock me up because I can jail, and it's really not a problem. And they don't take care of their kids, and they don't mind going to jail. They go to jail like I pay taxes. It's a cost of doing business, and they never get anywhere in the world. They just kind of like screw up as a matter of life.
There's men, when I was in the cell, I was in there with obviously other people who were in for the same thing. And these are fathers that took a stand. And when the man takes a stand, the woman involves the police.
Losing 19 because hear me, a sister is required day after day to put another 19-year-old, another 20-year-old in jail for stuff they really didn't have to do. And all I see is a person never being a man. All I see is another 2 or 3 sisters never having a father for their children or never having someone to look up to. All I see is myself as an old lady who will never have young black brothers out there to take care of me because they never handled their life. Now, wait a minute.
And the police hands are tied. He's taking them to the jail and incarcerating the man. So whether the man is guilty or not, he got to go through the process. His information, his fingerprints are being into the system. So this is a very deep thing to me. Because a racist never did anything to me in my life. But in every situation where there was involved conflict in the police, to me, it was a black.
There's some wonderful brothers out there. Good, solid brothers. But all I got to see was you. And it hurt my feelings.
Black woman that was the intermediate of it. So I'm not saying or blaming on anyone. What I'm saying is that the reality of the world is that they don't love us.
When you jail, we jail too, because we don't have access to you. We need you out there taking care of your business, and not just about the financial business, but the emotional business. We need love and support. We're talking about sisters in a bad mood.
They want us as a utility to resolve all of their problems. I put this on everything. They're not hitting the wall and saying, hey, I want to be a wife now. No, they saying, I got $80,000 in student loans. I have a car payment of $700 a month, and I have insurance of $300 a month, and I have 4 kids, 3 baby daddies. And I'm getting old. I'm starting to get sick a little bit more often. My bones hurt. I can't keep doing this. And it's been 20 years now, and I still don't have a man. And my girl got married. Now she wants a man. She don't have the temperament. She ain't did nothing. She don't give a fuck about what he may want, what he like. All she care about is that he look good, that he make money, and he gives off this alpha vibe, meaning that he look like the character Ghost in Power. I'm not talking about the actor. I'm talking about the character, because they wouldn't like the actor. I think he would have white chick, right? He would have Becky, something like that. They ain't gonna like the actor. They think he's the character that he's playing in the movie. And they will fight you just as a man from trying to share your perspective on the movie.
Talking about sisters in a bad mood and cranky, because we haven't got you. We need you. And you don't have the right not to take care of your business, because if you don't take care of your business, we are out there, and we are out there alone, and we can't do it that way. Do you hear me?
It's not that. It's not about love, hate. It's about a war. And, you know, an enemy is going to have its agents. And its agents are going to sell you on the fact that they're on your side. A narcissist is going to make you believe that they're your friend. But they do not care about you. They don't care about you. They don't want you to experience pleasure inside a relationship. They'll please you outside a relationship. That's why men cheat, because that's the only way that you can get pleasure. And I don't believe in cheating, so I'm just saying the term to resonate with you. But there's a reason why men find have other sexual affairs outside of America, outside of his marriage. The vows did not say I'm only going to have sex with you for the rest of my life. It's not in the vow. The vow is I'm going to be with you through sickness and through health and all of this other stuff. But the vows is not saying that you are going to be my sole sexual provider for the rest of my life. Now, the woman insinuates that, makes you believe that, and most men honor that because we don't have the desire to exercise those options. There's nowhere in the Bible that said we can't exercise. And the Bible actually encourages us to marry others. We're just not supposed to divorce the first one we did have. You're my first wife. And they know that. Because if you don't have at least two options, they're going to use their sexuality against. They know that now you can't even procreate without them. Why would nature make that possible? That's too much leverage for her to handle. So society has sold us this whole concept of cheating. You can't even find that in no real official definition. Cheating is taking a shortcut, unfair advantage in a competition. So that's telling you that this is a competition. So, this whole dynamic between the man and the woman, us being in competition with each other, is actually going to have a positive effect in a sense. Because the generation after us is looking at this mess. Like, I'm telling you, the daughters are looking at their mom and like, I'm not going to be that. Because rebellion works in reverse too. They people, I did it myself and I thought, but I actually learned. I learned a lot. Nobody's perfect. Nobody knows the perfect route. Life is an experiment. Can you discover who you are? Can you? And if you discover who you are, you get some brownie points for that. But that's not the end of the game. Can you discover what your purpose is? Then you figure that out. Let's say you figure that out. The next level. Can you fulfill your purpose? How do you fulfill your purpose? And we have a time limit. So the game don't just keep on going and going and going, but the game has purpose. And it's magic in this world. Life is magical. The fact that we exist is magical, and everything that we see in nature is magical, and the things that man has made is also magical. You gotta give props what props is due. But yeah, man, the rebellion of women is going to come from women. It's going to come from the next generation. This is the reason why we have blessed to have extended time on our biological clock. So we can let them do all that talking. We can let them do all that blaming. But what people like Kevin Samuels is doing is he's getting that data and the statistics. He's getting the meat, putting the meat to the bones. To a certain degree, he's respecting his marriages, because he could have easily just came out, but he understands that To put out means to be willing to receive what you put out.